Blacksmithing to me is both cathartic and meditative. You don't meet too many wired over-the-top anxious blacksmiths because we tend to get that all out at the forge. It's a way of life and the only way I know how to live.
In the heart of Industry City, you'll find people practicing the ancient art of blacksmithing. And you'll find it all in a shop owned by this guy, Theo Nazz, and his friends.
My name is Theo Nazz. I'm a knife maker and blacksmith in Industry City, Brooklyn. So I was born and raised in New York City. When I was growing up, I was always that obnoxious kid carrying around a stick that looked like a sword and hitting things with it. I think this is just the slow evolution of it into, oh look, you can do this for a living. Started blacksmithing around the age of 17, 18 in my backyard in New Jersey. I started wrong. I started by trying to make a sword and stumbled through the process, made something that looked like a sword but wasn't a sword, and kind of had to take a step back and self-educate from the very beginning. I wouldn't have done it the same way twice, but it helped me understand that you gotta start with the basics. I definitely got into blacksmithing both because of Dungeons and Dragons, but also a grotesque amount of anime, just an absurd amount over my life. It's odd that I don't make more anime-looking weapons. I tend to make things that are actually practical. Tend to. I've always had a shop in Brooklyn, and I've just simply moved from slightly better spot to amazing spot, and now we're in Industry City. I cannot imagine it gets better from here, but I did keep saying that over and over again, so who knows? After my first time winning Forged in Fire, I was able to expand the shop and move into Red Hook in Brooklyn, and that really got things going. And then I won again, and we were able to take it to the next level, eventually moving into Industry City, which is the place to be for this sort of stuff.
Back when I was a little kid and my family went on vacations, they would, want to go to an art museum, and I would want to go to the castle to see the arms and armory. I always thought that was cool because it was functional, but beautiful as well. And many years down the line, eventually I found a Groupon for a knife making class. It was a different smith in the area, and I made a knife-like object. It was not pretty, but it was functional, and it did the right job, which was get me interested in it as something I wanted to pursue. So I did a little bit more research and found a knife maker. I looked at his website, his stuff looked great, and I walked into his shop, and we became best of friends, and I've been forging with him ever since.
So blacksmithing is one part of the umbrella that is knife and/or swordsmithing. You also need to know basic carpentry and leather work and machining and all these other things that go into making a good blade. That said, with the bare bones tools and equipment, you can make a decent knife or sword, but the more tools and equipment and the more experience you have with them, it will get better. It's always going to get better.
Yeah.